Hi, I'm Dan McLellan, your Chargers RapidReporter for CBSSports.com, and this is the Chargers preview show where I break down the game to come. This week, the 3-1 San Diego Chargers travel to New Orleans to take on the winless Saints, who are 0-4. But throw out the records, this should be quite a game. This game is going to be billed as a showdown between two offensive titans. But quarterback Drew Brees of the Saints is by far the biggest storyline going into the week. Brees has thrown a touchdown in 47 straight games to tie Johnny Unitas' record set in 1960. It's a record that many felt was never going to be broken. But if Brees can throw one touchdown against the Chargers, he's going to set a new record and own it himself. There's a good chance Brees is going to accomplish that because last week against the Packers, he threw for 446 yards. It was the second most passing yards he's thrown in his career and in Saints franchise history. Compare that to what Phillip Rivers did last week. He was 18 for 23 for 209 yards. There's a stat that indicates, however, that the Chargers offense may be the one that's able to control the day and therefore win the game. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers of the Packers was sacked 16 times through the first 3 weeks of the season, but the Saints defense was not able to get to Rodgers one time last week. Meanwhile, the Chargers defense has continued to show that they are a lot stronger than they were a year before. They only have 7 sacks on the season, but they are getting pressure on opposing quarterbacks on a regular basis, and that pressure resulted in 6 turnovers last week. If they can get Brees to turn over the ball this week, they're going to have a good chance of winning the game. The Chargers at week 5 are perhaps the healthiest they've been under Coach Norv Turner's 6-year tenure. Only 2 players are going to be out. Kicker Nate Kaeding with a groin injury. Kaeding missed last Sunday. Nick Novak was signed on Saturday and promptly came in and went 3 for 3 in the field goal department. So the Chargers look to be good at that position, and cornerback Shareece Wright, who has been out since week 1, will also miss with an ankle injury. The Chargers signed cornerback Chris Carr this week, so they actually have more depth at the cornerback position than they've had in recent weeks. The Saints do have injury concerns. Wide receiver Lance Moore is going to miss, and that's a huge blow to them because Moore is really their second best receiver. It helps the Chargers defense be able to really focus on Marcus Colston, who is their leading receiver, and tight end Jimmy Graham, as well as the running backs. Former Chargers Darren Sproles, look for him to get the ball a lot as a receiver, especially with Moore being out. The last time these two teams played was in 2008 at Wembley Stadium in London. On that day, they combined for 850 yards of offense, with Phillip Rivers throwing for 341 yards and Brees throwing for 339 yards and 3 touchdowns apiece. I think many people are expecting a similar performance this Sunday. I'm not, because both teams know the other team has a great offense. So I think to counteract that, what they're going to do is take a ground and pound approach and try to go on long sustained drives to keep the ball out of the other offense's hands, and that should limit scoring. I'm concerned about the Chargers offense being able to show consistency. They had 5 consecutive drives last week that did not result in points, and I have a feeling that they may stumble again this week. It's the first time this year that I picked the Chargers to lose the game, although I think on paper they should win, but I'm picking them to lose 20-19. For all your latest Chargers information, please visit CBS Sports every single day, and you can follow me on Twitter at CBS Chargers or San Diego Sports. You can also hear me on Extra Sports 1360 on Sports Squawk Sunday with Doug and Dan every Sunday mornings from 9 to 10.